Hello everybody and welcome to the video. Well, welcome to Faye's Couch, and I was hoping that this next video would be showing you the new van, but I don't have it yet. So the story is that I was taking my money out of my superannuation to pay for this van. And if you're in Australia, that's like if you're not in Australia, that's like a retirement savings thing. And they're taking a long time to get the money to me. It's already been 2 weeks, I think over 2 weeks. So I'm still waiting. I phoned them 3 times last week and they said they can guarantee it by Friday. And then once I get the money, I've got to pay the car yard, the dealership, and then they still have to take it over the pits and get it registered. So yeah, I'm hopefully get a van before Christmas, but at the moment I am vanless. And Faye took off this morning to head over to the eastern states, and so I'm actually carless as well. But the blessing is that if you don't know, I'm taking care of Faye's dogs while she's going east, and the supermarket is less than 1 kilometre away, and there's a bus stop right outside the door if it's too hot for me to walk. So everything is good, but I don't have a van. So what I have been doing, I've been utilising my time well, because once I get the van, I want to build it out. So I have been planning and planning and planning. There's been lots of planning. So there's 4 planning videos you're going to get, hopefully actually all this week. But yeah, I've got lots of videos. So this first one is I planned the van build first. So I wanted to know how much it was going to cost me to do it. And as I said in the last video, I have pulled out pretty well everything. So I have a lot stored up in the shed here, which is my bed frame. I did pull out the walls and the ceiling, the plywood. I don't know if I could reuse it again or not, but I thought I'd take it anyway. And I did have an idea, if I can't reuse it, I might cut it up and paint on it, and I thought that'd be pretty cool, and I could sell the paintings that are from the original van. I thought that'd be pretty neat. That's where I am at. So I thought I'd share with you the planning that I've done for the van build. I had a lot of comments in the last video, people were about to do theirs, so I can share with you exactly what I'm going to use and how much I think it's going to cost. I used the Bunnings website to cost it out, and so I do have a budget. Let me go through it with you. I have my computer here. Oh, that is my computer came off the Ark with Noah. My actual computer, it's a laptop, my work one, it's a Toshiba. It's actually at least 10 years old, but I did replace the hard drive, I think it is, 5 years ago with a really, really good quality one, and it's still going, and I'm gonna use this one until it drops. Don't say that too much. I wanted to tell you a joke. So, well, it's something funny. I woke up this morning, yesterday I was planning 2025, and I'll get that'll be like the last video I think I'll get to you. But I was thinking woke up this morning, I was thinking, I'm feeling good about 2025. I thought the wheels really fell off in 2024. And I just laughed because I'm like, the wheels literally fell off in 2024. But yeah, I didn't get to most of my intentions for 2024. That's coming. All right, let's have a look. So what I've done is I've broken it up. I'll have to try and take a screenshot of this to get on the video for you. I've broken it up into floor, walls, ceiling. I've budgeted for a vent to go in. Definitely going to put a vent in. The door panels, the panels that go on the door. I've put a category for tools, if I have to buy tools or if I can borrow tools again. And I've also done an other, which doesn't cost me anything, but just to remember things I have to do, which is stuff that I took out of the old van, I just got to put back in. Now, I don't know if some of you are going to be disappointed or not, but I am planning on practically replicating my other van. I've thought about it. It's a chance to do things differently, but honestly, I absolutely loved the layout of my van. It worked so well for me, and I don't really want to change anything. Now, I haven't had a chance to measure it up yet with the dimensions. I think the biggest changes are going to happen at the front near the cage. I think that area is going to be very different, especially with the seats and everything. So once I build it, I'll let you know. But apart from that, I'm planning on just putting everything I have back in. Also because I'm going to have a certain time limit to do this, which is getting shorter and shorter, given I haven't got the van yet. So it's going to be easier for me just to build the walls, floor, ceiling, and then put everything right back in where it was. And then down the road, if I want to make changes, I can, which I've been doing anyway. But I am planning on replicating the old van. So if you thought it was going to be new and exciting, no, it's going to be the same old van, and there's nothing wrong with all the stuff that was in there. It works perfectly well. And that is, somebody made a note in the comments, that is a really good feature of the way I've built my van. It was very easy for me to rip everything out and just put it in a new van. Very easy. So yeah. All right, let's start with the floors. The floor is the most expensive thing for me, mostly because I use marine ply on the floor. Now, last van, I used 18 mil marine ply, which I was very happy with. It's expensive. It's going to cost me almost $200 if I do the same again, just for the actual ply. It does come in a 12 mil as well. So I'm going to have a look when it comes to actually buying that wood. I'm going to have a look and see how I feel about putting in the 12 mil, if I think it will be sufficient. It is a lot lighter. It will save me money and weight. So I haven't decided on that until I see how thick it actually is. So I've got marine ply, the foam board. I use foam board insulation, Reflectix, which is the silver stuff, and I think I will be sourcing that from Facebook Marketplace. People were selling rolls because it's used in houses, and I think I might be able to source a roll of that from Facebook Marketplace for, I've put $85 maybe for what I'm going to use. Insulation tape, that's actually the tape that you use to tape in everything. The vinyl for the floor. Now, last time I got an offcut, but it was really good quality vinyl, and it lasted so well. There was no damage to that. I think I dropped something, or something probably fell when I drove, and there was a little ding on it. Apart from that, for 4 years of wear and tear, it was really good. So I'm going to go with high quality vinyl again. And again, once I get the van, I can get the measurements, but I have budgeted about $60 for that because I don't need a very big piece. The battens that I use are going to be 7mm regular plywood. They're the battens that I use to screw the floor onto, and I use liquid nails to secure the battens to the floor, and I'll need screws. So we did pull off as many screws as we could from the old van. We got a bit tired and it was very hot and sweaty, and I got to a point where we're like, that's enough, that's enough. My initial intention was to pull the floor up from that van, but I'd had a lot of like water leak and stuff, and the one bit we pulled off the vinyl, we could see some water damage. I'm like, I'm just going to start the floor fresh. It was too much for us to pull it up. We only had a certain amount of time. It was hard work. So the total budget I have for the floor is $448. So the floor is definitely the most expensive part. It's actually almost a third of the total cost for the van. Next is the walls. Now, I did pull off the plywood walls. I might be able to use them again. And I only used 3mm ply on the walls because I'm not screwing anything into the walls that needs to be heavy, and I'll try to keep the weight down. So the 3mm plywood, I've estimated $40. I'll need more foam board, so on the top half I will insulate with foam board. And again, the Reflectix, I should just be able to use the roll that I bought in the last one. The insulation tape, I should still be able to use the roll I bought for the last one. But the difference is I need insulation bats. So you know the actual bats that you put in a house, like in ceilings? I put that in the cavities in the bottom, in the walls. So again, I'm going to source them from Facebook Marketplace. I had a look. A lot of people have built their house, they've got leftover and they're getting rid of it. So I priced that at $40, just need one bag of bats and I'll be fine. Again, 7mm plywood battens. So I do put the battens along as much as I can. and that's what I screw the 3mm plywood to. And also that is what I will screw anything that needs to be screwed to the walls, gets screwed onto the battens. And those battens are actually screwed into the van because I put them on where there's a bit of a ridge, so they actually get screwed into the van, so they're very strong. So because I'm using them, I can get away with 3mm plywood on the walls. Also, my rope trim. If anyone remembers, I had the red rope trim going around the outside. So I left that behind. It was getting really sun damaged, but also I wanted to get blue because most of my other stuff is blue. And I had a look, they have the exact same trim in blue, and that's going to cost me $8. So that's my bit of decoration, but I also screwed things into it as well. The liquid nails, I'll be able to use the same, I'm pretty sure I can use the same one that I use for the floor. And screws, I think I have enough screws. I don't think I need to buy screws for the walls. They came in packs of 100, and I think I've got plenty of those. So the total cost for the walls, which is 2 walls, is $153 that I've estimated. All right, the next one is the ceiling. So I'm really hoping to use the ceiling. It's going to be the light hole that's going to be the thing. I didn't think about that at the time, but the ceiling really is, in my old van, was just one big piece of plywood, and I just put a hole in the middle for the light. So the ceiling, if I have to buy new plywood, $20. The foam board, so the ceiling had foam board up there and Reflectix. The foam board, $30. Again, the Reflectix, I'm just going to use the big roll. The insulation tape, I could use what I have, and screws, I can use what I have. So the ceiling estimated might cost me $50. Now, the other thing I'm going to put in is the ceiling vent. I am not going to do this myself. I know I probably could. There's a few reasons I don't want to. First of all, I have vertigo and I can't go up ladders or heights. And my vertigo can be quite bad. Like if people were with me, I lean quite often sometimes. So I'm not going to do it myself. And also, I don't know what I'm doing. And there are a lot of people close to where I am that can do it for me. I did phone up. I think it was the end of last year, I was phoning up to get it done, and it was $700, including the vent. So I'm going to go that route. I'm not sure if I'm going to get a fan or just a vent. I will discuss that with the people when I get closer to the time. So I've budgeted $700 for that. So again, that's like more than a third of the actual cost of everything. And then there's the door panels. So the door panels is the one that goes on the back hatch and the one on the side door. So those I should be able to use with leftover plywood that I have from doing the walls. So I didn't put any cost in for the plywood, but I need to buy paint because the mistake I made last time was I didn't paint them, and they do get a bit wet and they start to get moldy. So I'm going to put some exterior house paint on that again, and I budgeted $40 for the house paint. I still have the brush that I used years ago. I think the first one I did was I can't remember, at my sister's house maybe, but anyway, 3 years ago. So I still have the brush, I just have to buy the paint. So the budget for the door panels is $40. Then finally, I have tools and other stuff. So the first time I built my van, I borrowed a circular saw and jigsaw from my brother-in-law, and I believe that's still an option. One of the issues with that is they do not live close. They're a couple of hours from here, and so it's going to be getting them. That's the problem. So I have put in a budget to buy them if it's going to be too hard to get them, and the budget was $100 for a circular saw and $80 for a jigsaw. And again, I could source some of those on Facebook Marketplace if I wanted to, or I could buy brand new from Bunnings. I'm also going to need a caulk gun because I may have some stuff in the storage unit, but I'm not going to go through it. The storage unit is packed so high, I'm not going to go searching through there for a $6 caulk gun. So I need to get a caulk gun for the liquid nails that comes in a big tube, so I need the gun for that. I'm going to need drill bits. So a lot of for the wood, especially going to the floor, I pre-drill with drill bits. And I know most of my drill bits, I've got one, but I need some smaller ones. They're all done. So I need drill bits, and I budgeted $10 for that. I'm going to get a new fire extinguisher. I intentionally left the last one behind. I had it for 4 years. It hadn't been serviced. So I will buy a new fire extinguisher, which is $19. And this time I'm going to get a fire blanket as well. It's only $10, so I will get a fire blanket to have. And then the other thing I need is zip ties. Because half of my van was zip tied together. All the stuff on the cage was zip tied, and I have a lot of small ones. I need some bigger ones. So $5 for a packet of zip ties. So the total for tools comes to $230. And again, I could save money on that if I can borrow my sister's existing saws. So the grand total came to $1,621, which I think is pretty good considering that 700 of that is for the vent. And again, I've tools, and I think I have thought of pretty well everything. I tried to think of every little thing that I'm going to need. So $1,600 is my budget. I've made a column for actual, and I will keep track of it. And when I've finished, I will let you know what I actually spent. But so far I have put $1,600 aside. So I have an other category just of things that I actually need to do on the van as well, apart from the build. So I need to put the curtain back in. I did take that curtain rod and the curtain. I might have to make a new curtain. I'm not sure if actually even the rod might not fit, so I'll have to remeasure that. So I might have to do that, and I haven't budgeted for that, but I don't think it'll cost too much. I need to cut the cage. So the cage in my existing van, when I refer to cage, that's the mesh that sits between the passengers and the what do you call it at the back? The cargo area. So there's a steel cage. And when I bought my last van, the people prior to me had already cut it out. So I will cut out a hole in that so that I can get through to the other side. Now this new van is a different layout to mine. Mine had the 3 seats. This one only has 2 seats and the console in the middle. But I do need to cut that cage, and I'm not sure if I'll be able to use bolt cutters or if I need to get a angle grinder or something. So again, I'll look at that when I get the van, how I'm going to do it. The awnings. So I did take the awning off, the big awning, and also the ensuite awning. I'm definitely going to put the ensuite awning back on, but I'm 99% sure I'm not going to put the other big awning on for 2 reasons. First of all, it's too big. It's too big for me to manipulate on my own. It's very awkward putting it up and down. It's just, my arms aren't that long, and it just was really awkward. And the second reason is it's not very good in the wind. It's terrible in the wind. And there's always wind here in West Australia. Most places you go, there's wind. You get a big gust, and I've bent poles a couple of times. So I might sell the one I have, and I'm going to keep doing what I was doing. If you've seen any of my videos where I'm doing the lean-to thing, I really like that. It gives me a lot more privacy. It keeps the rain off. I use bungee cords. It's 100% windproof. I've been through such strong winds. Abby loves it because she can snuggle under there in her bed. So I'm going to do that for the side. But I am thinking about doing a back awning tent. So I don't know if you've seen those. I'll try and get a photo up. A back awning tent. And Anaconda actually gave me a $20 voucher for my birthday. So I might use that. I've got till end of December. I'm still looking at doing that for the back. And that would give me a bit of extra space. I might be able to use it to do art. I'm not sure how windproof it would be. But that's what I'm thinking about with the awnings. Next is furniture. Basically, I just have to put all the furniture back in. But at the moment, I'm living with the furniture. Again, another brilliant benefit of the way I built my van is that, you know, I'm staying at Faye's. I just unscrew everything and bring it in, and I've got everything I need right here in the space that it was in. So I've got my clothes drawers, I've got my toy cupboard with all my art supplies, I've got my kitchen thing. It's all here. So I just need to put that all back in. The wheel arch cover. So last year, when I was house sitting for my friends in New South Wales, I built a cover over the wheel arch that I had never done initially, and I did it. He had woodworking tools and everything, but I got to tell you, it took me forever. It's a bit like a it's a bit like one of those puzzles where everything fits together, and it's a bit like a Jenga actually. So I said, I'm taking that because I don't think I could rebuild it. So we did pull all those bits apart, and I'm pretty sure the wheel arches hopefully are standard size. I can't imagine it being a different size. And I will put that wheel arch right back in the new van as it is. It could just go back in. So I've put that on the note. Remember to do that. All the baskets on the cage. So I had a lot of baskets on my cage. I also have been looking at different stores. I might have some different storage options, so I might change some things around. I will see. That's what I mean. That area is a big area. I've got a chance to change, so I'll look at that. Hooks on the cage. I had lots of hooks for different things to go on, so I took all that off. Put cab ceiling. So I'm not sure whether I'm going to put insulation in the ceiling in the passenger area. I put a question mark on that. So that's everything I have on my van build plan. Hello, it's Brenna here. I was just editing the video that you're watching, and I have thought of something that I forgot on my budget, and that is seat covers. I can't remember if the van has seat covers or not, but I definitely need some, especially with the dog. So I have added $100 to my budget, bringing the total now to $1,700. All right, back to the video. So I think I've thought of everything. If there's anything you think I've missed, please let me know in the comments. Yes, I will be making a video after this one about the electrical system and my plans for that. So hold on and I'll get to the electrical. That will be coming up after this video. But yeah, apart from that, I think I'm just going to use as much as I can from my existing van. It keeps the cost down, and again, there's nothing wrong with it. It all works fine. I had one thought, I thought, oh, maybe I should replace the plastic drawers, but you know what, they work perfectly fine. And why? I don't need to change it. Everything works so well. So yeah, I don't need to change it. All right, that's everything. And like I said, I have 3 more planning videos. There's the electrical. I have, hang on, I've got to write it down here. I've done a budget for 2025, and I've set my intentions for 2025. So 3 more videos to come, hopefully all this week before you get to Christmas. And thanks for watching. I'll see you on the next one. Bye.